'Twas the weekend before Christmas, and the theaters were teeming to see two children's movies and a much shorter, hairier Martin Freeman. The story of Bilbo Baggins finally comes to a close this weekend with The Hobbit, the Battle of the Five Armies, taking first place at the box office and bringing in an estimated $56 million.
I came to reclaim something of mine.
Peter Jackson has now completed two Lord of the Rings trilogies in just over a decade, the original and this latest Hobbit trio. But just because you have the power to do something, like make a spin-off and then stretch that spin-off into a trilogy, doesn't always mean you should. As one New York Times critic writes, a certain kind of sequel or prequel, or just the weight of way too many lousy sequels or prequels or reboots, really can reshape your relationship to a story you once loved. Rolling Stone takes the criticism a step further, writing, The Hobbit, the Battle of the Five Armies is 20% inspiration, 80% desperation. The Hobbit movies are so bloated they could survive at sea without flotation devices. Want to know what else is bloated? Wallets. Hollywood exec wallets. Purist film critic ideals aside, the Hobbit trilogy has been a roaring success, financially at least. According to Forbes, Warner Brothers and New Line Cinema have spent about $765 million to produce the latest three films, but the worldwide domestic gross so far comes out to $2.1 billion. So, the almighty dollar wins again.
Never run from a big cat, Lawrence.
From one trilogy to another, very different one, Ben Stiller continues his stint as the night guard at a magical museum of natural history in Night at the Museum: Secret of the Tomb, bringing in an estimated $17 million. And while most critics found Night at the Museum to be a just-for-kids flick, everyone seemed touched by the late, great Robin Williams' last moment on screen.
There's a scene at the end of the movie where he does a salute, so to speak, on horseback. He was larger than life on that screen.
One scene that never changed once was the final scene between Robin and Ben Stiller. That scene now, of course, achieves crazy new depths of poignance.
And lastly, It's a Hard Knock Life.
You get airsick?
I've never been in the air before. I threw up on the swings once.
2014's Annie, with Beasts of the Southern Wild star Quvenzhané Wallis playing the famous orphan, brought in an estimated $16 million on opening weekend. Because reviews of the film have been mostly completely negative,
I'm not exaggerating when I say that every time someone began to sing in this movie, I became embarrassed to be there.
Movie stinks.
Oh, there's the word.
It is awful.
Hated it.
Oh, I hated it.
I'm just going to focus on the positives, which include and are limited to Quvenzhané Wallis. Wallis is the youngest actress to receive an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress, making her a no-brainer to star in the Annie remake. And she's already bagged a Golden Globe nomination for her role in the film. As for next week, Angelina Jolie gets in the director's chair for Unbroken. For Newsy, I'm Jamal Andrus.